Hi, it's Eric Edberg, and continuing working my way through the Sebastian Lee Opus 70 Easy Etudes. I'm now all the way up to number 8. We've skipped ahead and back and forth a little bit. This one is all in 16th notes. It's got some tricky string crossings and some issues for what to do with your first finger in several places. So I'm going to practice my way through it and then perform it, or play through it, to kind of show you some ideas. I often say, start pizzicato is great. Now this is tricky. If you just reach, it's going to be hard because you're not anchored on the fingerboard. So the G sharp's a little bit on the high side, but I kind of like it when those sevenths are high. What I did here was I just lightly touched my second finger to the D string and shifted to G sharp, so I'm in that second position. And now I'll shift back. And there's a B, and here I'll just temporarily lean my hand over and bar that. So I gotta say, I am finding, as I practice these, I enjoy playing them pizzicato and being able to really just focus on the left hand issues. So now let's come back to here. Second measure, end of it going into the third, so there's a little shift. Now I'm going to shift back rather than extend. If I extended though, I would want to make sure. So I'm suggesting that we shift back, but if I was extending and my thumb is here with my second finger, I want to make sure that I bring my thumb back and now, so bar and then go back to a rounded finger. And now we're all the way down on the G string, and here's where it's so important to get the fingers over that next string coming down. Otherwise, oops, and there'll be a delay. So be there early. And here I just leave the first finger down. And I'm leaving it down until I play the E, and I'm picking it up. This is tricky, so you got 4, 3, 1. Because it's going to be slurred, bar, reach back, and let go of the first finger. Now we're coming up this scale, so the extension. So remember, the extension is between 1 and 2, and you got to move your thumb. And it's important that it's very helpful if you do the extension, release, and then you can shift back. The smaller your hand is, the more helpful it is to shift rather than extend when you can do it. Okay, so now I've done it pizzicato. Now I'm going to play with separate bows, and I'm stopping. Because it's always helpful for the coordination of the right and left hand, and eventually later on I'm going to play it off the string, and if you're going to play something off the string, it's really helpful to practice it stopping the bow. Anyway, so I think it was in the second measure. Here's that mini shift, bar, unbar, repair. Now we're on the G string. It's like a cooking show, isn't it? Fourth finger over, bar, release, bar, release. Now, with separate bows like this, of course, very good for that forearm independence. Remember, the key to life is forearm independence. Mr. Rose used to say, I think he would have said the key to life is to practice your ass off and get good. Anytime I had some kind of a problem, he would say, just practice your ass off and get good, and then people will hire you, or people will want to go out on a date with you, or whatever. Okay, now I've done that. You could do it then legato. Because I'm starting the wrong octave. Great to work on that forearm. Prepare. Bar, release. Bar, release. Okay, now let's do it with 4 notes to bow. Now that bowing is tricky there, isn't it? Because you have to come all the way down, especially if you're on a down bow. So as you come over, you want to make sure your hand doesn't roll out that way. You just gently lean on your index finger a little bit. Okay, so you could do this with 2 beats slurred and 1 beat separate. And you could do, I suppose, 1. That is nice. It's very nice that way because it gives a nice sense of motion to the next measure. Okay, and now here it is, 3 beats per bow. And this sequence of practicing like this, I mean, you could spend a week or 2 on this if you're, or even more if you're kind of new to the cello. You wanna just do what you can do, and that's fine, and then go on to the next step. Now, I noticed that at this tempo, when you get to passages like this, there really wasn't enough time to really release the first finger, so I kept it barred through that. So barred from whoops. Well, what am I talking about? Oh, this is where there's no open string. From here, and then release it. It's nice, isn't it? Somebody suggested, I think it was Jeremy in the Apprentice Cello Club, that we could record the second cello part for this and other etudes, like with a metronome, and then people could play along to that. And I think that's a great idea, so we should definitely get that going. Anyway, there are my comments on a very long practice session on this wonderful Lee Opus 70 number 8. And I will see you at number 9. Hey, I almost forgot about playing that number 8 etude here off the string, so let me give that a go. So that's tricky. It's coordinating the bow stuff. Let me start again. It's fun that way too. You just make up variations, be creative. I mean, it's just uniting your creativity with what you're doing is so important, especially you know, that's especially a reminder for me, because I spent so much of my life being like so serious and so mad at myself if it wasn't perfect. So you don't have to be perfect. I'll see you again.